Hello, Internet. Welcome back to Bronies Remember. My name is Zenith.
And I'm Onyx.
And today we are talking about episode 3 of season 1 of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, The Ticketmaster, co-written by Lauren Faust and Amy Keating Rogers. And this episode aired on October 29th, 2010.
Oh man, such a long time ago.
Such a long time ago. This episode introduces the season-long story arc surrounding the Grand Galloping Gala.
It's just like big party in Camelot that's like invite only.
Or
thing.
so we assume, because apparently nobody in Ponyville has been to it.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go.
And apparently it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's essentially a giant hullabaloo for all the rich and the ritzy, high society in Canterlot to get together.
Yeah, a big formal ball, pretty much.
Yeah.
But there's not much dancing, apparently.
No, there is a live band.
There's a live band, though.
There is a live band. But, so today we see Twilight get a letter from Princess Celestia out of nowhere containing 2 golden tickets to the Grand Galloping Gala.
Golden tickets makes me think of Willy Wonka, the chocolate factory.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And, there's now a dilemma. She has only 2 tickets, but she's got 5 other friends, 6 if you include Spike. So whatever are they to do?
Just give it to Spike and just take Spike with you.
Oh, but Spike doesn't want any of that girly gala gunk. I mean,
yeah,
clearly he doesn't want to be involved in this.
Or does he?
Oh, plot twist. So starts the episode-long story of the various other members of the main 5 discovering that Twilight has a spare ticket to this big party, and they all want a piece.
Oh yeah, they all want to go. They all give them various reasons. Applejack's like, I can make money for the farm.
Rainbow Dash wants to go meet the Wonderbolt.
Rarity wants to meet her Prince Charming.
Pinkie Pie wants to go just because it's a party.
And Fluttershy because she wants to see the animals in the Canterlot Gardens because apparently there's a lot of exotic animals there.
I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun. Just saying.
Yeah, it would be fun to go see exotic animals that you're not used to seeing.
Yeah, I mean, usually you've got to go to some pretty exclusive places to see, like, exotic flowers and exotic animals.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a pretty legit reason for me. Give the ticket to Fluttershy.
Yeah. I mean, they all have their reasons for going, but it's just kind of one of those episodes, like, how do you just choose one friend to give something to?
So, Twilight, in an attempt to get some food and think it over, winds up being caught in between a series of hijinks.
Oh yeah, all of her friends trying to perform favors to get her attention and maybe win the ticket from her.
The hijinks.
Yeah.
I think Rainbow's is my favorite.
Yeah. Just like, I'm going to punch a hole in the clouds for keep all the rain off you while you're trying to eat your Daisy and Daffodil sandwich.
Jesus, Rainbow Dash.
Yep. And at the mention, it's like, I'd never leave anyone hanging, and you see all the other ponies running around in the rain. I'm just like...
Well, you sure have an egg on your face, don't you, Rainbow Dash?
Yeah. Oh, man. Spike just seems so pissed this whole episode.
The entire episode. He's just like, nope, leave me out of it. I want exactly nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
It's hilarious, because at one point, Rarity essentially kidnaps Twilight into her carousel boutique, which is also where she lives. Apparently she owns a shop in Ponyville where she makes all of her dresses.
Right.
And gives her a makeover. And then gives Spike a makeover, to which he is very much unenthused by the result.
Yeah. Another thing when we're doing like the little imagining scenes is during Applejack's like wanting to make money with an apple stand at the Grand Galloping Gala. We see just a line of ponies in the animation and like none of them have cutie marks except like 2.
So worth mentioning is that the early days of MLP Friendship is Magic, there's a lot of animation errors.
Oh, so many.
So many animation
We'll
errors.
let some of the other critics out there do it in their videos if they already haven't. Little shy.
there's enough out there covering every single one of them. But yes, there's a number of so-called blank flanks in this episode, which is pretty entertaining, simply because cutie marks are actually kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they couldn't animate or design cutie marks for like 20 plus different ponies that they're showing that they haven't shown before.
I'm not unconvinced that it was just a layering issue, personally.
Yeah, I could see that.
It
They're
just
either that or I completely forgot to put them in.
They might have. So, for those of you who don't know, cutie marks are the image appearing on a pony's flank that represents a special talent or thing that pony is best represented by.
Yep, and as we covered in the last video, it's a huge plot point for pretty much the entire series.
It is a recurring theme for pretty much every major character, and even a number of minor characters throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
For a pony to not have one is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, pretty
we
big
find
deal,
out,
especially for young colts and fillies
who are starting to come of age.
and figure out what they like to do and what they're good at.
It's quite a whole spiel, but there's several stories surrounding cutie marks and how important they are, particularly again in season 5.
Oh yeah, big story.
We keep referencing season 5. It's going to be huge when we finally get there.
Season 5 is like the one that just turned the fandom upside down, pretty much.
Oh god, it was a whole ordeal and a half. But that's a story for another day. Back to the Ticketmaster, we really start to see a lot of the character personalities shine. You know, right off the gate, we see a rivalry beginning to form between Applejack and Rainbow Dash, two of the most competitive characters in the entire series. You know,
we see them compete against each other countless times.
I mean, there's several whole episodes.
Just whole episodes where it's like them competing for silly things.
Just the dumbest of things.
Yeah, who like the best of the Iron Pony or the Running of the Leaves.
Yep. It becomes a running gag that these two are constantly competing against each other. Two of the biggest athletes in Ponyville, and they're constantly trying to one-up each other. Or
say who's better at something than the other. Yeah, and it's still funny that they're both voiced by Ashley Ball.
We haven't really talked about the VAs yet.
No.
So, yeah, Rainbow Dash and Applejack are both voiced by Ashley Ball. Then you have Andrea Libman, who voices
Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy.
Then you have Tabitha St. Germain, who voices Rarity.
As well as Princess Luna.
Yes, but of the main 6.
And then you've got Tara Strong voicing Twilight.
And if Tara Strong sounds familiar, that's because she has voiced a number of other characters from humongous cartoons from the mid-2000s.
She's voiced Raven from Teen Titans. She's voiced Harley Quinn from Batman.
Several instances. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Yep.
She was, I believe, Bubbles in Powerpuff Girls.
Yes, she was also Bubbles. Yeah, and so many more. She's got
Timmy
Turner.
Yeah, she was Timmy Turner
from Very Loud Parents.
She really is the voice of a generation.
Yes.
And here she is again voicing the lead protagonist in this particular cartoon.
Yeah.
On the topic of personalities again, we really begin to see that Rarity is incredibly vain.
Oh, yeah.
Like, incredibly vain and I mean, they're all kind of egotistic in a way so far, but I think Rarity really takes the cake. Because while she's giving Twilight the makeover in Carousel Boutique, they finally settle on a dress that actually looks pretty good on Twilight.
Yeah.
But while she's discussing the outfit in the mirror, she transitions into talking about having her own matching outfit.
Yeah.
And how everyone is going to be, all looking eyes on them. And how she's finally going to rise above and be noticed and so on and so on.
Yeah. And I mean, she eventually gets there once her boutiques get noticed and her outfits start winning contests and stuff.
She does start to get her name out there, and it is actually really fun to watch how that journey unfolds.
It is.
We even start to see that happen
Even
pretty
with all the
early
drama
on.
queen.
Yeah, even with all the drama queen. She's very much the type that loves to be pampered and given attention. And
Yeah,
made to
center
feel
of
special.
attention.
Just absolute drama queen. But she is, at the end of the day, the element of generosity. And it's pretty fun to say that she does not waver from that.
Yeah.
As flawed as the rest of her personality can be at times, she does not waver from being an incredibly generous and thoughtful soul.
Yeah. I mean, every time she's got a new dress on or whatnot, I definitely think she looks good wearing it. And obviously, she designs dresses for all her friends. And we definitely see that at the end of season 1 during the Grand Galloping Gala.
I mean, there's a whole episode about her making
they're making the dresses.
Yeah.
A whole song.
Yeah, the whole song and dance about her making dresses for her friends.
Oh man, the songs in this series are just
They're really great. There's one episode in particular I can't wait to get to because the songs are so good.
yeah. I know. I want to say there's one episode that I think there's like 5 songs throughout the whole thing.
There's a couple
where there's like it's just a musical.
There's
for
a couple
20-minute musical
of actual musicals. There's one in season 3. A
Yep.
pretty big one in season 3.
Oh yeah, it's just a
There's-
20-minute musical. Okay,
Yeah, there's one in season 5.
right.
That's another huge episode that broke the fandom.
Oh yeah, it did.
If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. Speaking of breaking the fandom, the particular character that episode is centered around Pinkie Pie. Dear God, that pony needs to lay off the sugar.
Yeah, definitely on the hyperactive side.
Very much ADD, bounce
ADHD.
off the walls.
ADHD, but when she's got her mind to it, she does have points every once in a while, or can be serious sometimes.
She can be. You know, the things that she learns through her character arc, you know, in my opinion, not as interesting as a lot of the other characters. But the things that she does learn, you know, and the way that she matures from just this hyperactive ball of just energy
Yeah,
to, you know, an actual responsible character that can really take care of her own.
yeah,
It's a really cool journey.
it definitely is. I mean, obviously Twilight has the biggest growth as a character throughout the whole series.
In more ways than one.
I think we mentioned that,
Yep.
but it's worth mentioning again.
And it will come up, I imagine, fairly regularly until we get to that point.
Yeah. Yeah, but this episode is just, it's a relatable episode. I mean, I would assume most people watching have several friends and they want to do something, but maybe they can't do it for all their friends or help all their
Yeah.
friends in one way.
Not enough.
Not enough of you to go around for all your friends.
Yeah, it's a pretty relatable issue here because you've got a finite resource,
Yeah.
but you can't cover all your friends. And Twilight even does consider just giving away her own ticket,
Yeah.
which is certainly a thoughtful thing to consider.
Yeah, it definitely is. But at the beginning of the episode, she probably could have just written back to Celestia saying, "Hey, I've got multiple friends that want to go. Could I maybe get a few more tickets?" Which I'm sure would have happened, but we see that at the end of the episode.
So the end of this episode brings about what was a staple among the series for the first few
Oh yeah,
seasons. The friendship letters.
her lessons she learned, written letters to Princess Celestia.
Because at the end of part 2 of Friendship with Magic, Princess Celestia commanded not only that Twilight move to Ponyville and continue studying the magic of friendship,
Yeah,
but she must correspond back.
yeah. I can't wait till we get to the freak out episode.
That's a good one. I like that episode. But that's not till next season.
Oh yeah, it's episode 3 of season 2.
You know, these first episodes past the premiere all tend to be pretty entertaining.
Yeah, we get to see a lot more of these characters and better introductions, I should say, to a lot of the characters, especially when it gets to character-specific episodes rather than just the whole group.
Yeah, and right away we start to see a lot of the motivations behind these characters. We already knew that Rainbow Dash wanted to be a part of the Wonderbolts pretty much right from the moment we met her.
Yeah, and
that is not a hidden agenda item for her.
Yeah.
But we start to learn more about, say, Fluttershy, because she reveals that, hey, she's really interested in seeing animals and possibly even taking care of them, because we find out that she has a little rabbit.
Yeah. Demon bunny.
If you know, you know. Yeah, she has a little rabbit named Angel as a pet. And it's really interesting to start to learn more about these characters, because not only are they already relatable just from their personalities in the first 2 episodes, but to immediately assign them like goals and interests beyond that. I mean, right away you're establishing pretty serious character traits.
Yeah, as well as not only are the lessons that all the characters are learning about friendship each time, or in each episode, you can apply a lot of those lessons to real life, which I feel sometimes go over the heads of a lot of us in the fandom, myself included. I forget about some of them.
It's worthwhile to go back and sort of revisit a lot of these topics, especially since the last few years have been pretty tough on all of us.
Oh, yeah. And it doesn't help that the real world is being very divisive of everyone.
It is not as kind as the world of Equestria.
No, and we definitely could take a lesson every once in a while from our beloved ponies.
They have a lot to teach us.
Yep, they have a lot to teach us and remind us of that we definitely could take away more often than not.
And it's not just the lessons that are explicitly stated at the end of the episode either. You know, throughout, we start to see that each of Twilight's new friends are kind of ignoring her own reactions and feelings to the situation.
Yeah, several times. Like, in this episode alone, they're all, like, focused on, hey, Twilight, can I have the ticket? I'll do things for you for the ticket. And Twilight's, like...
kind of freaking out because she doesn't know what to do.
She doesn't know what to do. I mean, if you had multiple friends asking you to do something or asking to borrow something, like something expensive or whatnot, and you couldn't decide, hey, I don't really want to, but...
It's almost like a lesson in humility.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to say that at the end, most of the characters
realize that they're like, oh...
They were a little overbearing.
Yeah, we were a little overbearing there.
I'd say most, because a certain polychromatic Pegasus decided to show off a slightly more selfish side.
Just for a little bit.
Just a moment.
Yeah, sorry. I got carried away there.
Oops.
Oopsies.
Rainbow Dash. We love you anyways.
Yeah.
But at the end, Twilight does decide to send back the tickets. And if she can't go...
all of her friends can't go, she won't go.
Yeah.
And then Celestia's like, well, why didn't you just ask for more tickets?
Literally just says right away, hey, why didn't you just...
Here you go. Here's 4 more and 1 for Spike.
Yeah, literally just gives away a grand total of 7 tickets. And
yeah. It's like, here's 5 more tickets.
Problem solved.
Come. Yeah, problem solved.
Because, sometimes that's how life works.
Yeah.
Sometimes. When you have friends in high places.
Friends in high places.
There is one scene in here that I was particularly tickled by the first time I saw it. And it's when Pinkie gathers a crowd and has a little impromptu song.
Yeah, it's like we're only episode 3 and Pinkie's already had 2 small little songs. Okay.
It's just in this episode alone.
Yeah, just in this episode alone. So we hit a total of 3 little songs.
All by Pinkie.
All by Pinkie.
And the second one, she inadvertently alerts the rest of Ponyville that Twilight has an extra ticket to the gala. And suddenly the whole town wants the ticket.
Yeah. Sounds like they need to start their own celebration. Or
would certainly seem that way.
Or
but
sort of gala type thing.
Predictably,
they won't.
They won't. And Twilight...
they're all at the Grand Galloping Gala anyways, as background characters.
Yeah, and Twilight, of course, having absolutely no idea what to do and feeling completely overwhelmed...
runs
away, and we get a cute little rehash of the Benny Hill theme to accompany it.
It's always fun listening to the Benny Hill theme. regardless of what show or cartoon or animation it is.
It's a fun little kickback, and the little visual gags we get during the chase, and they hide under a bridge. She's dressed up as an old woman with Spike and a carriage.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, I was quite tickled when I first saw that.
Oh man, visual gags are hilarious.
This episode, I mean, this episode had a lot of visual gags, but this whole series, like, if it didn't have the visual gags, it'd be so boring.
Yeah, it'd be very boring if we didn't have visual gags every like couple minutes.
It's so good. It's so good. Like it's what for me makes this show so endearing. It's not just the character interactions, which are all generally really good and well written.
Yeah,
but like it's just how expressive the characters are, and just the amount of just emotion that these little 2D puppets can display.
Yeah,
it's pretty great. And for me personally, I think I knew by this point that I was hooked. I might have been in denial about it.
Oh, I think everyone was.
I might have been in denial about it, but I think it was during this episode that I finally realized, crap.
Yeah, crap. I'm in the rabbit hole already.
And we're just 3 episodes in.
Yeah.
And there's over 200 episodes in this series.
Oh, this is going to be a long series of videos.
But that's all right. Not much else to talk about the Ticketmaster here.
No, not a whole lot more to talk about.
Well, next time is episode 4, Applebuck season.
Yay, apple puns.
All of the apple puns. Until next time, folks, I'm Zenith.
And I'm Onyx.
Take care.